Hey guys, so it is in fact the same day that I uploaded my previous video, just later on in the day because there's no light coming from behind my curtains. Um, so anyway, I did the Greek mythology tag. I'm gonna link to it up there, and you can go check that out if you want to. Now I'm going to be doing the About Me tag that doesn't revolve around books. So you're going to be learning some cool non-book things about me. Anyway, let's get started with it. The first question is, what do you study and / what is your job? Well, I study and I have a job. So I study theater. I'm majoring in theater and I have a minor in humanities. When I say theater, I don't want to be an actor, okay? When people say that they major in theater, most people think that they want to be an actor. And, that's fair, but there's an entire side of theater that isn't acting. It's called the technical world of theater. I want to be a scenic artist, which means that I basically want to paint sets for a living, but I also want to build the sets. I also like writing plays. And I'm not a half-bad stage manager, but I mainly want to paint sets. If I do the other things, cool. And then my job is that I work at Boar's Head Cafe, which is basically like an overpriced Subway. And I'm usually the cashier, but occasionally I'll make sandwiches and prep some food in the back and wash dishes and what have you. So yeah, I do quite a bit between class and my work. Number 2 is, what is your favorite social media channel? And it's definitely Tumblr. Facebook, I know too many people on, and my family is there, and I can't say anything too queer or progressive. When I say progressive, I really mean socialist / communist / anarchist. So can't really use Facebook, and I'm really bad at Twitter. I think it's because I ramble, and you only can get 160 characters. And so I also really like Snapchat. If you want my Snapchat, I'll give it to you. Comment comment below, and I'll link you with my Snapchat if you really want it. But I don't talk about books that often, so it's not really relevant unless you want to know more about my personal life. So, but anyway, Tumblr is, I talk about books there. Or I talk about the fandoms of books I'm in, I talk about the fandoms of books I've read, because I'm not in any books. But yeah, I love Tumblr because I don't know I know people there, but I don't know my family isn't there. I can talk all about whatever I want, and it's fine. I don't have a character limit either, so I can ramble a lot. Number 3 is, if you had another channel, what would it be about? It would be about, I'm gonna turn the camera a little bit so you can see it in all its glory. Asexuality, yeah. I am very passionate about my sexuality, and I'd probably have a channel focused on just discussing stereotypes and just general misconceptions and what it means to be asexual and a whole bunch of other shit like that. Because I have an I wrote some notes for this, and I have an it's gonna be a real shocker. Greek mythology. Think about it. A whole channel focused on Greek mythology. That would be pretty cool. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll do that here. Probably not. The closest I'll get to that is doing historical fiction. But, anyway. So, the next one is, do you play any instruments? And yes, I do play an instrument. I've played the clarinet since 6th grade. I haven't played the clarinet in 2 years, but I still remember how to read sheet music, and I still remember all of the fingerings, So if I had to play the clarinet for some reason, I could. So I still feel like I can say I play the clarinet, because, like, I can. So yeah, I was in marching band in high school. That was fun. I did one semester, actually I did 2 semesters technically of band in college, and it didn't work out in my schedule. So I kind of stopped. But I can still play it. And, like, for some reason, if you really want me to, like, break out my clarinet, I don't have it with me currently. It's at my dad's house. But, like, when I go to my dad's house, I can, like, film myself playing some, like, Les Mis or Harry Potter. You probably want Harry Potter, considering this is a booktube, not a musical tube. Do they have that? Does that exist? I don't know. Probably. The next one is, what hobbies do you have other than reading? And I don't really have hobbies. I binge watch a lot of TV shows. Does that count? I mean, I collect buttons. I have a lot of buttons on my bag, if that counts as a hobby. I go to the movies a lot. Does that count as a hobby? What constitutes a hobby? I don't really know. So, yeah, not really sure if I have any proper hobbies or not. But speaking of TV shows, the next one is your favorite TV shows. And my number 1 absolute all-time favorite TV show is In the Flesh. Check it out. It's by BBC 3. It's about some zombies that are, like, reintegrated into society, and the zombies are used as allegories for, like, discrimination, and there's some mental illness, mental illness is dealt with really well in there, and the main character is queer, and explicitly so, and it's great. I'm not gonna ruin it, and, yeah, you should definitely watch it. I love In the Flesh so much, guys. But my other favorites are Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Sense8, Hannibal, and How to Get Away with Murder. I like a lot more than that. I just didn't want to list all of them here. So the next one is, what got you into reading? And I've answered this question before. So there wasn't a particular book series that, like, really got me into reading when I started reading as a child. There was no Harry Potter for me. That didn't happen. I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter as a kid. I got to read Harry Potter in high school when the last movie came out. So that was fun. So yeah, it's not Harry Potter like basically everybody else is. So I'm gonna do, you know how I mentioned that whole I have depression thing, and I stopped reading for a year and a half. And the book that got me out of that slump was The Song of Achilles. So, what got you into reading? Basically, The Song of Achilles got me into reading as I am at this point. So, yeah, a little bit different than most people's answers, but hey, what can I do? Number 8, or the next one, is, because I haven't been naming numbers, but it's, what are your favorite and least favorite genres? And my favorite genre is queer fiction or nonfiction. I prefer fiction. So basically any type of fiction that has a queer character in it. Specifically fantasy, probably realistic fantasy, because and historical fiction. But what weighs out fantasy is probably the fact that historical fiction is sometimes done wrong, and I don't like that. I'm very particular about, like, historical fiction when it comes to movies and when it comes to books too. So yeah, that's my favorite genre. And if you take the queer themes out, my favorite genre is still, like, fantasy, probably. So, and my least favorite genre is, like, my least favorite genre is heterosexual romance novels, mainly adult heterosexual romance novels. They're just so boring, and I don't care about them, And I know this probably sounds terrible, but yeah, I literally have zero interest in reading them. So there's that. Number 9 is what books define your childhood. So, as you recall, I didn't read Harry Potter as a kid. So, the books that defined my childhood, though they didn't get me into reading per se, I don't think so, is the Magic Treehouse series. I loved me the Magic Treehouse series, man. They went, like, my love of history started young. They would, like, go to, like, the Civil War or, like, the Revolutionary War. And, like, it was great, man. The Magic Treehouse books were a great time. And then the Berenstain Bears. It's not the Berenstain Bears. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's not what I read as a kid. That seriously fucks with me so much. And lastly, before this video gets too long, so it's already 10 minutes, tell us an interesting fact about you. So I haven't told you guys this. My pronouns are they, them. And sometimes people actually use them. So that's an interesting fact about me. Yeah. So I should probably, like, put my pronouns in, like, either, like, my channel description or, like, I just don't, like, want to make a super big deal about it, but, like, I don't want people to misgender me either. So, like, I really don't know what to do. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, please. Cause I'm not sure what to do. Cause I haven't mentioned it until now, and people could have been misgendering me for all I know. Not that people would actually talk about me. I don't know why they would be talking about me. Anyway. But anyway, I've rambled a good whole minute about my pronouns, and I think it's probably time to stop. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.